Welcome to another installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky. Joining me as always is my international band of brothers, Shane Blowsail Smith, Stack.com, Lukasz Troublemaker Rytkowski, Prometeus Intelligence Sports Technology, Robbie the Russian Crusher, Samborsky, Apollon Nutrition. How are you doing, my friends? What's going on?
That was a good start.
There we go. And for anybody that has no idea what in the hell I'm talking about, why we're calling Shane Blowsail.
Blowy start.
Oh, man. My bad.
Said Blackstone is running a massive blow sale on its limited mystery flavor of isolation.
You get extra something with the sale.
Should change.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's all good. But we got the important part right there, blowout sale. So,
yeah, bro, what matters are intentions. That's what matters the most.
Everyone knows.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a tough. Although that's kind of like when I did a review of Assassin like last year or something, and I had taken a photo of the tub and I had cropped out the IN, so it just looked like ass. And someone commented just ass, and I was like, what the fuck they talking about? I was like, oh shit. I it looked like I intentionally had taken a photo. It just said ass on the tub because it was curved. That was my bad.
You know, SS is also like Nazi, so you can go either way.
Yeah, you got the SS. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Thank you for our listeners tuning in on the live stream. You guys got any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart-ass remarks, feel free to post them up. We'll get to anything and everything over the course of the next, we're usually on this for about 2 hours. So I usually say like an hour and a half or 2 hours. We're averaging like 2 hours plus as of late just because we got good banter going. There's always good, interesting news stories and an unrelenting lineup of comments and smart-ass remarks from the panel that tunes in to watch our goofy asses each week. So thank you guys for your support. And if you like what we're doing, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're always alerted whenever a new podcast is coming your way. Leading things off, I feel Robbie and I were talking about this yesterday, and it has not been a quiet week for the sports supplement industry, to say the least. We'll start off with the governor shooting his mouth off and telling everybody, screw your freedom. Now, there's more context to it. If you want to go see the whole thing, go over to Nick Strength and Power. You can see the whole shenanigans there. But I found this interesting because Arnold was a guy that immigrated to the United States, has been very positive about the opportunities that he got just from bodybuilding, being able to build this multi-million-dollar feat that he has for the Arnold Sports Expo, his movie career, fitness, bodybuilding, all of that. And then for him to come out and say that, and then the follow-up, which we've bashed on RedCon1 before. I've done it on several podcasts. You know, I know Aaron Singerman. I've talked to him. I've done some content for them several years back before for their site. But he came out and said something that I thought was pretty awesome, or he did something that I thought was pretty awesome. I basically said, look, you can take your comments, Arnold, and your political virtue signaling, and you can shove them up your ass because we're taking our sponsorship dollars and we're giving them to somebody else that actually supports the freedom of the United States and for individuals' choices. So, Robbie, I know you were kind of riled up by this as somebody that immigrated to the United States and came from a very oppressive culture that was the USSR. So I'll kind of let you take the thing and run with it.
Well, you know what? I mean, obviously it's very, very disappointing, but let's be honest. Is anyone really surprised? Because, I mean, I can't see this as coming off as a surprise at all. And the truth is that, you know, I'm not Aaron Singerman's biggest fan for many reasons. But what he did, I think, was the right thing to do. You know, some people already said that he did it solely for marketing purposes. Perhaps. But the thing is like, I'm a kind of person that I like to back up everything with facts. I don't know if he did it for marketing. If he did, then brilliant move. If he didn't, still good for him, because I think that was the right move. At the end of the day, Arnold was always piece of shit. I mean, that just goes without saying. Unfortunately, this industry is a bunch of groupies and sheep, and no matter what Arnold did, they always supported him. Arnold is the man. Arnold was always in it for Arnold. And it's the same thing as I said about Sean Ray. I can't stand Sean Ray just like everybody else, or majority of people, but I would never dispute his accomplishments as a bodybuilder. The same thing is like you can never dispute Arnold's accomplishments as a businessman, as an actor, as a bodybuilder. He did a phenomenal job for himself. He achieved a lot, and it's very admirable without a doubt. But the truth was always in front of us. Arnold was always about Arnold. And I remember everybody was going crazy for the fact that, oh, look, this guy didn't go to his father's funeral. He went to compete at the Mr. Universe or whatever. Wow, what a hard work or what dedication. No, that's a piece of shit move. That's a piece of shit move. Come on, who wouldn't go to his father's funeral? Who wouldn't go to his mother's funeral? That doesn't show dedication. That shows that the guy cared only about himself more than anyone else. It's right in front of you. I didn't have the closest relationship with my mother either. Either. As far as I know, he had a very good relationship with his father, but I didn't have the closest relationship with my mother. But I miss my mother. My mother passed away. Obviously, I was at the funeral. Obviously, I organized the funeral. Every birthday, every Jewish holiday, I'm there. I'm driving to the Jewish cemetery, and I'm there. So the fact that he didn't go to his father's funeral, what are you praising him for? That the guy is this self-centered, self-observed prick that has absolutely no family values whatsoever, but you all worshiping him. And right now, the guy was, or at least was supposed to be a Republican, a conservative. I mean, it's all about freedom. You came to this country because you couldn't achieve what you achieved here. You wouldn't be able to achieve in Austria. This country has given you everything. It has given you the freedom. It has given you the opportunity. It has given you everything. And now that you're sitting on shitload of money and, you're trying to kiss Hollywood ass and you're trying to be politically correct, whatever works for you, and you're saying to people, screw your freedom, you know what? I'm vaccinated, and I'm vaccinated for my own personal reasons, but I never came out and said that vaccines are good or bad, and I support anyone's decision to do whatever they want. This is what this country is all about. I don't like when people are judging me that I did the vaccine, but I also wouldn't judge anyone if they did or did not, because it's none of my goddamn business. Last I checked, there was a free country, and you should be able to do whatever you want. You should express yourself however you want. And he did express himself how he wanted. He said, screw your freedom. All the people, all the minorities, all the immigrants, doesn't matter what race, what color you are. He basically told you to go fuck yourselves and basically told you that you don't have a voice and you cannot express your opinion. I mean, this is coming from an immigrant, which is even sadder. And this is coming from somebody who is supposed to be a role model. I mean, so many kids looked up to him. And like I said, I made a post where I said, in 2001, I went to the Arnold Classic. I was never a big Arnold fan, never. And I'm not saying it right now. Actually, if you go back, you will be able to see quite a few times where I said I'm not a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whenever there was like a question between Stallone and Schwarzenegger, I was always Team Stallone. That was just me. I never liked the guy. And when I went to 2001 Arnold Classic, I saw at firsthand how he behaves with fans. I saw firsthand how he behaves backstage. I saw firsthand how Ronnie won the Arnold Classic and didn't even get an opportunity to speak because Arnold was talking only about himself. I mean, that guy is self-centered piece of shit. He was always piece of shit. How he talked about Trump and Trump touching women or talking badly about women or whatever. You motherfucker, you fucked a mate. You fucked a mate. You have a legitimate son, you piece of shit. And you're the one to talk? I mean, talk about hypocrisy. The guy was always a piece of shit. You know what? I'm glad that Aaron did what he did. I think everybody should do it. I'm not the one to boycott anything because I'm not a huge believer in boycotting. I think by boycotting Arnold Classic, you're boycotting the athletes who are working very, very hard, and it is a show where they can make money and stuff like that. So I wouldn't boycott the show, so to speak, but I would definitely boycott Arnold as a person, because he's a certified piece of shit. He was always piece of shit, and he will die a piece of shit because the guy cares only about himself. He always did. And it was right in front of everyone. But all of a sudden, right now, people woke up because they're so degraded and so disrespected by the system that they fed up, and finally they saw, hold on a second, this guy is telling us to go to screw our freedom. Well, fuck them. It's just because they fed up. That's the only reason. But it was always in front of us. He was never a good guy, and as an immigrant and as somebody who this country has given Arnold so many things, and those fans, the ones he's telling to go screw themselves and they freedom, those are the ones who are paying hard-earned money to pay for his shitty movies. Because let's face it, the last Terminator was a disgrace, and good for Aaron, good for RedCon, and good for whoever's going to pull out. Mutant crap company along with Sean Ray apparently are sponsoring now. Perfect fit.
Yeah, and it's Aaron's not barring his athletes from competing in the actual Arnold Expo. Like, he's just not giving money to the sports festival itself. He's not going to pay for the $20,000 or $100,000, however much they were spending on a booth, because it's an exorbitant fee. Like, last time I went to the Arnold, I was talking to one of the brands, and I think for like just a 10x10 setup or something like that, or 15x15, it was $10,000 just to reserve the spot. That's not including all of the others.
I mean, you're not even going to be in the center of the expo. You're going to be on the outskirts. To be in the center, it starts at $25,000. It's going to be a tiny little table, a tiny little booth. I mean, people are spending their hundreds of thousands of dollars. If I'm not mistaken, one company, I don't want to say who they are because I'm not sure if it's true or not. They had a booth in the center, and like I said, it wasn't like anything flashy, but I think they paid about $150,000. Yeah, $150,000. So he's making a killing. It's not like he's not profiting from it.
Right. Timothy says he was a pretend conservative.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Do what you do to get the votes, and I agree with what Aaron said. Like, the whole cancel thing, like Arnold should be banned, or like anybody that gets quote unquote canceled these days, I'm not for that. You have the right freedom of speech, absolutely, but if somebody doesn't hear what you like, they have the right to retaliate in kind. So Singerman didn't like what Arnold's message was. He has the right to spend his money where he wants to. I think that's what more people need to do, is vote with your dollars. Just don't roll over and take whatever's going on. Absolutely. Spend your money. Same thing with supplement companies. You see a company release a shitty product, or they get dinged for spiking their products. Don't spend your money with that company anymore. Go spend it on people that are releasing quality products, using quality manufacturers, open labeled, third-party testing, however far you want to go on. But, I mean, that's where it needs to be. So Arnold doesn't need to be canceled. We don't need to, like, take down the Arnold statues and all of that stuff. I mean, he still contributed good things into the, Predators, an amazing movie.
As a bodybuilder, he's still part of history. You cannot deny him that.
Agreed.
It's just like recently I heard one Russian actor where he was saying, because they're taking the statues of Soviet dictators like Lenin and all those guys, and he said, don't take them down, because that's part of our history, good or bad. It's part of our history. Arnold has made great movies in terms of they're very memorable. Terminator was released, I believe, in 1984 or 86 or something 84. Like that. I mean, it's still a classic. I love that movie. Yeah. And again, and that's the same thing as I said about Sean Ray. I don't like Arnold, never liked him, but some of his movies, True Lies, Terminator, Commando, I mean, those are classics and they cannot be denied. And what the guy achieved in bodybuilding career is unbelievable. Kudos to him for doing that. But there is a difference between being a good guy and a good businessman or a good athlete, and those two cannot be mixed. And this is not the first instance. In fact, a few months ago, he stormed into Gold's Gym, and he was fucking going crazy for people not wearing masks. I mean, this happened before. You want to wear a mask, wear a fucking mask. But if there is no mandate or anything like that, and people are free to do, that's the thing. I mean, his implications are to take freedom from people and basically turn it into dictatorship. Well, considering your father used to belong to a Nazi party, you on thin ice, buddy. Because you know what? I mean, that's a fact. What you're doing it's exactly the same thing. So you bring it's the same thing as somebody who was a communist or somebody lived in Soviet Union would come here and would want to turn this into a fucking Soviet Union. Didn't you come here for the opportunities? Didn't you come here for a better life? So why are you bringing that shit over here?
Well said, man. Well said. And that led to, this is something else I saw on Nick's Strength and Power channel, that he had 2 videos of Callum Von Moger, who played Arnold in the Joe Reeder film, and then Brian Shaw, that they show that they were ripping down their Arnold posters from their gyms or just throwing it away. I'm like I said, you're entitled to do what you do. Do I know if you need to actually post that on anything? I think that seems more like an attention grab than anything.
100%. I have posters, 1 or 2 at least, at Apollon. They're not coming down because those are bodybuilding posters. Apollon is a bodybuilding, powerlifting, hardcore gym, and Arnold is undeniable part of that culture, and his achievements, 7 Olympia titles speak for themselves. So it's regardless, he's going to stay.
Yeah.
Shane, how was your week?
Good, man. all this American freedom stuff. I don't really.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
I'm just here for the ride.
Put your money where your mouth is.
That's a good idea. I mean, when I saw that thing, I didn't even know Arnold said it. But, I mean, like Robert said, I was like, I thought he would have been smarter than that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, just the way the I don't even know what the woke culture that is infesting the States and Hollywood and all the super left-leaning people, that he thought he was probably doing something good by, doing all this virtue signaling with saying you're a schmuck if you don't, wear a chin diaper and get the poke and all this other stuff and all those things. So he thought he was probably doing the savvy, smart businessman maneuver. And then when you've got people that are in the supplement industry that are very much backing for the military, for individual freedoms, for having the right to decide what you want to do, it's going to backfire in that way. Especially just the bodybuilding industry in and of itself is more, I would say, right of center than left on most things.
I thought he would have been smarter.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you have all these things writing on it, your events, your brand, the entire, the country knows you for a certain thing. You would maybe think that your speech or what you would say would be a little more strategic.
Yeah.
If he just didn't say anything at all, he probably would have been fine. And
yeah, he didn't need to go and run his mouth.
I agree with Shane. I think that either he regrets this, and maybe it was a fluke, a mistake, and he just went too far. Because let's face it, Arnold did a lot of shitty things, and it never came back to bite him in the ass. Or he thought that he was invincible.
No, it's nothing like that. You know what? I think that people should listen to the entire, conversation that he did, because it was like a long description. He used some, stupid terms, in my opinion, like schmuck and, other stuff, which I think that he will regret it at the end of the day. But that's how he is, and that's probably, it's, when you're talking live, you don't control everything, and sometimes, you use some wording. I don't like, the cancel culture, to be honest. I never was a fan of it, and I think that everyone has a right to, say what's on his mind. And if Arnold is, a big fan of vaccine, then so be it. I'm not gonna, say that, it's right or wrong. It's up to him. But, at the end of the day, he shouldn't, saying what he was trying to say. As if you're not in our gang, then go on, schmuck, because
I think that you're right. He shouldn't be cancelled. He shouldn't be cancelled. But he said what he said.
Yeah, of course, but he has a right, as I said, he has a right to say his opinion. But as far as what Aaron did, I think he did an amazing job. And I even shared on my Facebook what Aaron did. And my company is affiliated with RedCon. We sell their products, and it's not that that I'm a fanboy of Aaron, so I had to share whatever he posts. But at the end of the day, he did the right choice. And I think it's not that because it will hurt his business at the end of the day. Because, Arnold, I was listening to Doc Miller's podcast today, and he said that, he is also, rooting for Aaron, but they won't, break from Arnold, because it's an event that brings them a lot of money, so they won't do that. But they're not happy with the opinion of Arnold. So yeah, that's my stand on it.
Well, you know what? Again, I think that Arnold reserves the right to express his feelings and how he feels, but I really believe, and I'm leaning towards what Shane said, that it wasn't a very smart statement, because at the end of the day, it's all about businesses involved, and you have to be a little bit more careful what you say. Being outspoken and opinionated, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. But when you live in this country, and freedom is already affected, and freedom is a big factor in this country, and there is a reason why a lot of people immigrate here. You can say, and you remember I said many times, when it comes to pre-workout, do not say that the pre-workout is the best. Say, in my opinion, because that's the way to do it. So if Arnold would say, in my opinion, everybody should be wearing masks, or everybody should be getting vaccines, I would have zero problems with that. But when you're looking in the camera and you're saying you guys are schmucks, that's offensive. When you're saying screw your freedom, that's offensive. That's borderline dictatorship. That's not a matter of opinion. That's judging others. Again, I am vaccinated. I don't judge anyone who is not. Lukasz, you're not vaccinated. You're not planning to do the vaccine. Shane is planning to get vaccinated for whatever reason. Robert is not vaccinated. I'm not going to judge neither one of you, because I don't believe that I have the right to do so. What I have the right is to say, well, in my opinion, I'm vaccinated because I don't even have to say why. I just can say, I'm vaccinated. That was my choice.
Your choice.
Your choice is not to get vaccinated. It's fun. It's fine. But for me to come out and say you fucking schmuck and fuck your freedom and stuff like that, that's where I cross the line, and I have absolutely no right to say it. No right. And if it will affect my business that you're not going to buy my product as a result because I offended you, well, I kind of asked for it. I did it to myself. And just like Arnold expressed his opinion, although it wasn't really an opinion, it was more like a rant, and it was offending fellow Americans from an immigrant, then Aaron reserved the right to express his opinion by not sponsoring the event. So I think it's only fair. If the consequences for Arnold, they already happening, are going to be financial, then so be it. He deserves it. He asked for it. He did it. But canceling him? No, I'm not going to cancel him. I'm not going to go and I'm done. I'm going to tear his posters. I'm not going to watch Terminator again or any of that. No, Twins is one of my favorite comedies. I'll gladly watch it again. I can easily distinguish between, a good film and a shitty person, and the two of them I'm not going to mix together. Plus, I like Danny DeVito, so why not?
Agreed all around. Also, last week, we also want to inform everyone, Shane did get a haircut, so he doesn't actually look like shit this week, as many people
He did sound like shit, according to Lukasz.
Apparently.
He sounded like fuck. He didn't sound like shit. He sounded like fuck.
He sounded like fuck, yeah.
Do we think this is going to have any real negative repercussions on the honest? Like Mutant's the new sponsor. Do we see any other brands doing this, or does this have greater ramifications throughout the supplement industry, you think?
I think some brands will pull out, but probably mostly for marketing and hype reasons, kind of like sheep. And they're going to announce look, we're not supporting Arnold, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's going to get affected by it, but I don't think not drastically. I still think Arnold's going to be one of the top shows, and I think it will blow over in a way, but there will be consequences. I mean, this is not going to just die. It's going to have some effect. I mean, I would call Arnold being wounded but not dead, so to speak, but it's definitely there.
Have any others
repercussions going to be for sure?
Yeah, 100%.
I was going to say, have any others pulled out? I haven't.
You're the leading source of news in the industry. You tell me.
I mean, I'd only heard of RedCon1. I hadn't heard of any others.
No, I haven't heard of anything. I just saw this the other day when, you know how YouTube suggests videos. I'm not subscribed to Nick Strength and Power, but it popped up. And so I checked out a couple of his most recent videos. I haven't heard of anything else, though.
Bro, Nick is the man.
I only saw it.
Shout out to Nick.
Aaron shared it.
Yeah. Alex, there was a lack of professionalism with that interview, and he displayed his true colors to a very vast audience. I don't think the Weeder brothers would be too proud of him right now.
Yeah,
yeah, that's another set of immigrants that came over, and you know,
when you have a lot of like money and business, there are like some things that you just maybe just shut your mouth. Like, probably not wise to be saying.
You don't need to jump into a political debate.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. That's when I saw it, and then I like I said, I saw they showed like a snippet of what he said. I was just like, it doesn't really matter what came before that. You don't want to feel that or say that.
Yeah, I mean, this
a fucking major channel.
Yeah, I don't think it was real smart, and I really don't like when actors and people or athletes in general. That's why I haven't watched pro sports in a very long time. When they start doing all of the, I'm going to use this platform to fight XYZ political cause, social cause, and all that other shit. Sports are pure. It's supposed to be the best person wins. You don't abuse this platform that has given you so much to go and tout your own message for whatever your own personal causes are. I don't like that, and that's just leave sports be what they are. Keep your own shit on your own time. Don't do all of that. Brooke, it's interesting that Raycon went against the SJW culture. That's definitely rare. Yes, it is, but good for them for standing up and having a backbone.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Can we get a breakdown of the new hybrid from Glaxon? Real opinion. Uh-oh. So are you assuming that there's a company line that's being toted, Brooke, and we're not going to tote the company line? Is that what you're insinuating? Let's get the new Glaxon.
It was noticeably different from the original.
Yeah, it seems like it's very much scaled down in terms of size.
I feel like I was actually talking to Glaxon before, and I said I feel like it's a little more applicable.
Is it on the site chain?
Yeah, sure.
I'm scrolling down.
Might be an old.
There we go. 2 days ago. There we go. All right.
Lukasz, go away.
Breathe in, breathe out.
All right. So here it is. The V. I still have some of the V1 here at the house actually. Overall, 5 grams of BHB salts. 2,000 milligrams of D-ribose, 1,250 milligrams of inulin, which is a fiber, which is going to help with the digestion.
Electrolyte.
And, this is good for electrolytes. The BHB salts, from a nootropic standpoint, I get a definite, mental energy boost, something similar to kind of like you get from a very low dose of caffeine or a boost from Neurofactor, one of those kind of non-stimulant, pops your brain just feels kind of electrified. That's good. The D-ribose dose, in my opinion, and based on the research where they give it to people, it's really low. I mean, I used 10 grams of D-ribose in the massive iron formula because that was the lowest clinically studied dose. They've used between 10 grams and 30 grams in humans. I think that the 2-gram dose, it might offer some benefits as far as energy metabolism and ATP production. Sure. I think it's on the lower end of things. I think it's, kind of low. This is more of a BHB formula than anything. And the evidence on BHB is conflicted. In some studies, it shows enhanced performance. Other studies, it shows no improved performance or no improved cognitive function either. So I like it for a nootropic type application. I'm not really convinced it's got any benefit on exercise performance or fat loss or anything. And if you want full in-depth stuff, shameless plug, go look up BHB salts or exogenous ketone supplements on the Advanced Molecular Labs website, and I've got a couple of articles on that.
Bro, they taste like shit.
They are super salty, yeah.
Yeah,
this
but
one I think
by the way, or who is this product for? If you would have to suggest to a person, who you would say? Because
endurance athletes.
This was actually what I said to Glaxon. I just it didn't seem like it would. I couldn't find fit for me. Like I couldn't see myself like.
I would never buy this product.
But then I can imagine there are people who have like BHBs who would probably find it. But then I guess the same thing with the first hybrid.
Waste of money.
Yeah, like a post-workout, intra-workout, or like a post-workout if you want to get some fast carbs. Because the previous version had a mixture of maltodextrin, clusterdextrin, and some dextrose.
And nootropics as well.
Yeah, and some nootropic because it had vinpocetine or the natural plant alkaloid. So it had a periwinkle extract, which is vinca minor, which has a naturally occurring extract or ingredient called vincamine.
The vitacholine.
Yeah, and the vitacholine in it too.
I'm assuming this is sort of like a simplified version aimed at a wider audience, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Brooke, my suggestion: buy a book of Lion's Mane, buy a book of Rishi, buy a book of Chaga, and you got an amazing product. And it's way, way better than this.
Well, you see, this is V2. I mean, maybe because in my opinion or my view, V2 should be better than V1. V1. That's the way I see it. Like I see, what's the reason of having a version 2, a version 3, or 25 is to be upgraded, to be better. Shane actually said this is simplified. I don't see a point of simplifying things. I see a point of either you stick to the original if the original is good, or you make it better than the original because this feels like a movie sequel. Most movie sequels are not as good as the originals, unfortunately. But I think in supplement industry, if you're releasing something to the market and it's the same product, then either don't release it at all or release it better. I'm gonna not call it simplified. I'm gonna call it worse than V1. That's just my opinion.
I wonder if this formula wasn't selling as much because of the carb content, and that's why they removed it.
Yeah, but you said it yourself. I mean, 2 grams of D-ribose, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to do a whole lot. That's why I'm saying get it.
But in general, please explain to me for who is this product for, and what's the main purpose of it?
Valid point.
I guess to increase maybe mental energy and focus and just athletic performance.
I'm like, to be honest,
if you have like a really hard training session, you feel like
and you'll have like
no, I know, but like
energy.
From what I know, BHB supplements sell like fucking insane. Like from what I've heard, you won't even imagine compared to like a pre-workout. They sell like crazy. BHB is insane.
Yeah, and keto stuff is still big, regardless of where you think it's effective or not.
Maybe in US or New Zealand, not in Europe.
No, I know, but but this is a US product. Yeah. So I mean, I know that they're very, very popular, but I mean, it's I imagine much what Robert said. This is probably just for the BHB market because they do have. Glaxon has shitloads of other things that are probably much better fit than what we're thinking right now.
Right.
But I guess if they wanted to just put a BHB product in the lineup, mix it with electrolytes, I don't think I would. I said this to Glaxon. I don't know if I would put it in my selection. But then I imagine someone who uses BHBs on a regular basis. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you want to learn all the ins and outs about the BHB salts for as far as exercise performance studies, go check out the AML articles I did. I'll put those in the links on the show notes at the end of this, just for future reference.
Even if you are on a keto and you are like a big advertising of the of the keto diet and so on, I think that MCTs would be a way better choice than going BHB.
Yeah,
but this is just me, of course.
Yeah,
this is just my opinion.
Yeah, I remember I asked someone about. I think it was back when Compound used to have Go BHB. I asked him, and he says you won't believe. Like he's like, I've seen some categories, but you won't even believe how insane BHB ketones are.
Yep.
And he's like, coming from me, and I was like, shit. Like it must be, and if you just type it into Amazon, it's just ridiculous. I think it's probably sort of like CBD. I remember when CBD was all the rage, and then you realize just how many people are using that stuff. It's insane.
Yeah. Robbie does have interesting opinions and a little volatile. Yes. I bought the first hybrid, didn't feel anything. I've got up here, and if I'm running low on like calories for the day or something, or just a workout and I didn't go into it with much, I'll sip on it. The BHB salts, I don't think I get much of a performance benefit from them, like I said, but like from a nootropic standpoint, I definitely get like a mental firing. There's like an enhanced cognitive firing there. So I'm not going to completely poo-poo them, but from like fat loss, exercise performance, I don't think they do much of anything. From the mental side of things, I think BHB salts do help with mental energy.
That's kind of the goal, though, isn't it? Sort of, it's like the name hybrid. It's nootropic and then BHB fuel. That's from what I.
Yeah, it's a dual thing, like nootropic and energy.
I don't know.
Lukasz knows best.
I guess if you're a BHB person.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's just
in butterflies.
That's a new T-shirt.
Lukasz knows best. I had a feeling, Lukasz. Hopefully, this will clear misconceptions. Yup. Yari, stupidest thing you can do is cancel Arnold Schwarzenegger. Might not be the stupidest thing, but I don't think anybody needs to be canceled unless you're like a child molester or something like that. Then there's much worse things you can do to them than get canceled. Did you see Robbie was out angling Branch in one photo on the new Hooligan Painkiller? By the way, great videos on the arm workout.
I didn't watch the videos.
What is this?
Yeah, there is a photo that I heard few people commenting on it, but it was like I'm 170 and Branch is like 220. It's just a photo, but it's funny.
Do you have the photo, Robbie? And can you share it? Like, can you share your screen and we can bring it up, or does Shane have it?
I actually don't have it. So I think it went to the newsletter or something like that. But I was told about it because they were taking like a bunch of photos, but it was pretty funny. What people don't realize is that Branch is only maybe 5'6", 5'7". And his arms were never like really big, but nevertheless, I mean, I don't come close to him. It's just like, I was the angle was favoring me, but you could still.
Where's this angle?
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
I'll find it somewhere. I'll send it.
Branch downsized, just like Jay, but he still looks now.
He's still. I mean, when you're standing next to him, I mean, he's massive and thick.
Yeah.
Especially his back, his chest is still massive.
Legs. I remember when I was in. I can't remember when it was. Can't have been that many years ago. I was in LA, and we went to the famous Gold's Venice or something, and it was coincidentally a weekend that Jay was in town, and me and Nikki were training in the fucking dumbbell area, and then lo and behold, some giant motherfucker rolls up beside me, and I was like, "Who the fuck's this guy's?" Like, big guys everywhere. It's fucking Jay. Rolling out shoulder raises, shoulder flies, and I was like, God damn it. He's been retired for like 2 years. This son of a bitch was huge. I was like, God, it was cool as hell. I mean,
bodybuilding is very much about illusion. I think Phil Heath was maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times Mr. Olympia already. And he has a photo. My friend has a photo. My friend is also an IFBB pro, but I mean, much smaller. He's not a big guy, but just the way his clavicles and his shape is, he has a photo with Phil Heath. I mean, both of them like fully dressed, I think wearing hoodies or something like that. And ironically, my friend looks a lot bigger than Phil because it's such an illusion sport. And I have a picture, I think, from one of the Mr. Olympias that Lee Priest competed. And Lee, I think, was on stage about 2 to 10, something like that. And I remember distinctly that photo, I was about 175, 180. But for some reason, I look bigger than Lee Priest. So it's just, I think that it's such an illusion sport. And, it has to do with muscle bellies, and then don't forget how small some of those guys' waists are. I mean, all of it comes to play. But Branch is massive. Branch is absolutely massive. So is Johnny Jackson. I mean, they still look big. They downsized, of course. I think Branch used to compete around 250, 260, and now he's about 220, 225 or something like that. But still, with his height and how thick he is, still very impressive.
Man.
It always makes me feel real bad when, like, I get on the scale and I'm 210, 212 now or something. And I'm like, so my weight is as good as Flex Lewis was when he was on the Olympia stage. And I'm like, for me and him do not look anything alike.
Bro, come on now.
I mean, I know there's obviously everything in between, but still, it's like, so everything that I weigh right now is what he weighs.
Yeah.
But, like, it's night and day different. Right? It's just crazy.
Yeah, I saw Jay recently, and I remember comments, "Oh, Jay is small now." No, he's not.
One of my friends talked to me recently, and he was like, "Oh, you got a contact with Jay?" I'm like, "Yeah. We talk on a daily basis." And he was like, "He downsized a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, what do you expect? He won't be like 280 or 290 like all the time. It's like it's not worth it. Plus, it's not healthy for him, And I told him, when he's like 220, 230, it's comfortable for him. But he still looks like a fucking monster, man.
Yeah. When I saw him, I was like, so good to know that even when he's not trying, he looks 5 times better than me.
Yeah.
Fernando. Actually, I didn't waste my money. I think Glaxon sent it to me for free when I spent $100 worth of Glaxons with a promo. It's possible. They could have been maybe clearing out some stock or something like that. I think Joe was mainly touching it as more of a stack edition. I could be wrong. It would be interesting bringing him on. Yeah, I've had Joey on before. And I know he would be game to come on. Whether we do a group one like this, or we can do a solo one with me, him, and if y'all want to jump on, like do an additional episode or not. Because we could go talking to Joey's kind of like when we did the podcast with Dr. Dean, where you just go down this rabbit hole and you start talking about all kinds of biological pathways and all of that. And if you're not like geared up and highly caffeinated, you're gonna go to sleep real quick. Unless you're you're into that kind of super nerdy shit or not. So yeah,
I feel like a lot of the Glaxon lineup is built. It's kind of like the core lineup, I guess.
Yeah.
Not like I suppose it's not the same, but when we were talking about Nutrix, how they had that ashwagandha powered fat burner.
Yeah.
They have a lot of things that are separate, but when you combine them all, it's a lot more comprehensive.
Right.
Core is much the same, although their stuff is separate. It's still pretty damn good by itself in that.
Right.
And I think Glaxon is much the same. Like they have thermal, which I think is badass, sweat thermogenic.
Yep.
Then they have a separate fat burner for stim, so you can stack the two together. I think that's kind of like, I guess that makes sense as to what she's saying about hybrid as well.
Yeah, and I think that's what it should be. Like you've got your main, and I mean, if I was building out a supplement line, that's the way I would approach it. You don't want to have too many redundancies. Like if I'm formulating a pre-workout and I have a separate standalone, or I'm making something that's purely a pump powder, the pump powder is going to contain different pump enhancing ingredients than just the main stim powder is. Now, like you might have a separate non-stim one that's a completely built out one, but I'm talking like strictly like a pump powder, you don't want that to be overlapped. So if I have 8 grams of citrulline in the main pre-workout, I'm not going to put another 8 grams of citrulline in the pump powder. I'm going to put nitrosogene, agmatine, pomegranate, Vaso-6, something else like that complements the things. And I know that's what Core does with their lines of like the regular Fury pre-workout, and then their Core pump is different. Morphogen does the same thing. We're building out separate stuff like that for Apollon where there's not overlapping of stuff. You want to address things from different pathways. And like you said, Shane, the thermal is different than the slice for Glaxon. I think that's the smart way to do it, because if you have redundancies over it, it doesn't make sense. Then you can't stack stuff. You're actually cannibalizing sales of one product for another one or something like that. So yeah.
Also, for their defense, I need to say that, you're making products for different crowds, so you're basically trying to like put the formulas that will be, good for some people or for some not. So, just summing the discussion for hybrid, Is this a product for me? No. But is it a product for, for someone else? Maybe, definitely. For someone that is on a strict keto, or for someone that is doing only endurance training and, prefers to be on, on a kick of BHBs. Yeah, be my guest, but if someone would ask me, like, let's say Brooke is asking me, what's your opinion, Lukasz, on the hybrid? My say is like no go, Brooke. But
you know what, Lukasz? I think you touched upon something very, very good and very valid.
And, I know I did.
And I think that,
ever the modest one, Lukasz.
And I think that this is where companies fail, and this is where it backfires. Because, like you said, hybrid is not for you. Hybrid is definitely not for me either. And to be honest with you, I'm not crazy about the formula either. But when companies are coming out with the products, like you said, there are different markets, there are different everything, there are different needs, different goals, different purposes, stacking, not stacking, etc. There's so many things. Here's the problem that I have. Each and every company is coming out with a product, and they basically say, this is the best this is the best that. This is a product, is going to, make your gains through the roof and stuff like that. But the problem is that in most cases, it's not. However, if it's actually a good product, if it's legitimately a good product, say, for example, for one of us, again, there is 4 of us, but one of us could benefit from a certain product. It would be good for a company to come out and say, because if, for example, 4 of us are not knowledgeable, it would be very good for the company to come and say, like, well, this product is for this market, and this is the reason why. And yes, they're not going to get the business of all 4 of us, but perhaps they're going to get just one of us who's going to be a loyal and grateful because of the honesty and transparency of the company. And then the ones who are actually knowledgeable, not going to call them out and going to say, like, hold on a second. No, your product is not the best. No, your product is not for everyone. In fact, your product is probably a dog shit. It's just not a good product. I think that this is like, because there are so many different pathways, there are so many different markets, there are so many different needs, and just have to be addressed. And sometimes it's a good product, just not for everyone. I make sure that to say that Assassin, for example, is not for everyone. It's a specific niche market, and beginners should not be touching it. There are levels to this. I sleep better at night knowing that I'm honest with my consumer, because if I give it to a beginner, he's going to think that he was hit over with a hammer, and he's not even going to know, like, what is it. He's going to have, like, a panic attack. Like, I've had somebody who was, like, felt the beta-alanines, the tingles, and thought he was having a heart attack. Why? Because he's not knowledgeable on the subject, because he doesn't know. So I think the company needs to come out and explain product, and not just release and say the best fat burner on the market, the best pre-workout on the market, the best tasting protein on the market. This is the best supplement, because it might work for some people and it might be intended for some people. Just tell them, and your honesty is going to be appreciated, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. What was I going to say? Keep the comments and questions rolling, guys. We got a bunch of people tuning in and viewing, and not many people actually giving us comments. So don't be afraid to jump in. The water is just fine. We won't make fun of you unless you say.
I just want to hear our beautiful opinions and topics.
Them game-changing opinions, industry-leading.
I'm getting so much love here, so I'm just I'm just blown away.
I wanted to follow up on the stim dick conversation.
Robbie and I were actually talking about that yesterday. We were
nice. Now you're bringing up the fact that we were talking about dicks. Good job. And it's long. And it's like
specifically.
There is a dick in that sentence. That's enough. Whether it's a stem, hard, soft, it's a dick. It's in a conversation. We had a conversation about dicks yesterday, and the fucker just exposed us to everybody live.
We're grown men. We can talk about penises on this show. It's okay. No one's gonna. It's opinions. I don't think we're gonna be cancelled because we're talking about dicks. I feel like we're
not yet. Not yet. Robbie and I were discussing a few things that are in the pipeline that could maybe enhance shooting ropes and things like that of that nature.
If you came out with a product called shooting ropes, I would literally shit a brick or shoot a rope. I guarantee you.
You want us to call us that? Because we were thinking we were kicking around a few other names too.
You would sell it to maybe, I don't know, like only the 10 people that watch this would probably get the joke, but like it would be funny as hell.
Bro.
Oh my god. Fernando, where to buy bulk supplements? I know you always mention where you buy. I use either bulk supplements that's on Amazon or NutriCost. So
I'm a huge fan of NutriCost.
NutriCost, right there. You can find a bunch of their stuff on Amazon. So here's berberine capsules that I got from there. I got amla fruit extract. I get all my mushroom powders from NutriCost. My N-acetylcysteine, I've got 6 tubs of that.
By the way, Robert, about berberine, I read somewhere recently that apparently berberine majority on the market is actually crap. Is it true? Do you know anything about it? There are only like certain companies, like something with purity and stuff like that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I came upon an article somewhere, I think, that said that NutriCost was actually among the best ones.
Yeah, I'm saying if your berberine doesn't look like this bright yellow, then it's not berberine.
Okay.
Yeah, just like if you buy turmeric and it's not like bright orange, it's not turmeric.
You heard about like bad purity, bad quality berberine or something like that?
That doesn't surprise me, given like we've seen the same thing with elderberry extracts where they weren't actually having elderberries in there. It was like grapes or like blueberry extract or black currant extract. It wasn't actually elderberry. I mean, we've seen this shit time and time again. Ashwagandha stuff, a lot of times it's just ground up plant. It's not standardized to anything. So that's why go for reputable places. So Bulk Supplements puts up the testing certificates of it. NutriCost is another super high quality company. If you're looking for more of the nootropic stuff, Fernando, like phenylpiracetam, specialized extracts, maybe like ginseng. So I've got the GS14 or the GS14? What the hell is that ginseng extract that they do? Anyway, if you want to look like the adrafinil, modafinil derivatives, phenylpiracetam, oxiracetam, aniracetam, all that stuff, go to Nootropics Depot. That's the one I use for all my bulk stuff. I don't have a discount code. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. That's just where I spend my money on it. So.
Black market, Russian.
If I could
use this.
Robbie can get me on the pipeline. Yeah, Robbie and Lukasz can get me past the Soviet curtain right there, the Iron Curtain. Brooke, I think it's interesting that Glaxon went that hybrid route. It seems niche, but I find it cool when companies go down these different routes. Yeah, and that's one thing we like, just seeing where companies, and I know Joey likes to get into all the different pathways and see how many different ways you can manipulate and optimize certain things. So is it for everybody? Is it a product that's going to be a mass market seller like a pre-workout or a protein powder? No, but it will find their key consumers or their core constituents that want to use this product and offer benefit to them. But, not everybody has to buy the exact same supplement and things like that, so which is, what's awesome about the industry.
Yeah, I had a conversation this week with my client, and he was talking about cysts, and he had the standalone product here in Poland that he was selling. And he said to me, we are talking, how it's like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of this ingredient. I'm using it on a daily basis, and basically, once I ran out of it, I'm straight like buying a book because I love this. I just love this ingredient from many perspectives and so on. And he said to me, I had to get rid of it in the standalone form because I don't have clients. Most of the time I'm using it on my own and maybe like few other people, but that's basically it. I'm like, dude, it blows my mind because this ingredient is like it's like a hidden gem, and some people just like only few of people just like using it on a daily basis, while many people don't. And this just shows that not many people just like understand the biochemistry, or just like just don't read the ingredients side of things. And even like Core had to get rid of the standalone cysts, and they now implemented it in a more complex joint product. Yeah. Just because it wasn't selling in like standalone form. That's why they had to put it in a different product. So
yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for a bulk, like if you live stateside and you're looking for a good quality bulk cystis product, you can check out Anova Phorm, SNS, or Primaforce. I think still sells an
Yes,
cystis.
yes. SNS is probably my favorite.
Yeah, they're good stuff.
US.
I've always got a bottle of their glycophase at the ready. And their joint support XT is a solid.
I remember our cheat meal.
Yeah. I like the older version of joint support XT compared to the newer one, just because I like those ingredients a little bit more. But the new one is still solid. Even if I'll never buy it, Lukasz can't be wrong. All right, the love for Lukasz has got to stop. His head's going to get so big, we're going to have to rename this the Lukasz Show or something.
Bro,
you guys don't see what he says in the group chat. He gets so mean and thinks he's the star of the show, man. He's an arrogant fuck.
I'm a fucking troublemaker, that's why.
I think you went way further than troublemaker now.
I gotta make my own clothing line. Yeah, man.
Well, show that again, Shane. Show that again.
I just wear it every Saturday.
Love it.
There you go. Austin, looking forward to Hooligan V5. What's going to be the main difference between V4 and V5? Love the Apollon products.
V5 is currently available. I think you mean V6.
Yeah.
But what's different? I mean, I can't say what's different. I can say that V6 is going to be very close to V5. You know, if it's not broken, but plus Robert would not allow to change, much from V5. He's a huge fan of that.
I love the V5 formula.
So it's going to be V5 with a little extra, but everything that's in V5 in the current formula is going to be in V6, just probably kind of like, I would say, comparable to Chaos. It's just going to be about 15-20% better. But the base is going to be exactly the same. I'm not going to change it. But, that brings me to the point. If V6 cannot be improved V5, then what's the point of releasing V6 in the first place? I just don't see it. I don't see a point of doing it. Definitely, I can assure you that it's not going to be no cutting corners. Nothing's going to be less. It's just going to be as good and, slightly better.
Wait, then who is the star?
Shane.
Lukasz.
Shane is the star.
Shane is the star.
We all name different people, Robert.
Yep.
Dude.
When Shane doesn't look like shit and sounds like fuck, he's good.
Yeah, apparently.
Or doesn't oversleep.
Valid points.
Ordered my painkiller Hooligan yesterday. Looking forward to trying the new flavor. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Apollon. Which you can save 15% on Apollon products if you use the code Final Scoop, which Robbie was so generous to hook everybody up with. This is something I'm not aware of. Speaking of quality, did First Phorm get hit for some quality issues?
Yeah, they got it.
I'll gladly answer this because Shane and I had a lengthy conversation about this. And
thanks for leaving me out, dipshit.
It was Shane's fault because he was getting a haircut and fixing his voice.
And, sometimes we don't tell things.
Yeah,
Robert? Remember
just
that?
like you didn't tell him about us talking about dicks. Funny thing is, I had a conversation with Shane maybe 2 hours after we talked about dicks, so...
There you go, Robert. I think I sent the link in
I sent
it in the chat.
Yeah, in the private chat. Here we go.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with quality. It has to do with the fact that they received a warning letter because of a certain claims that they've made. So they're not in trouble or anything like that. The problem is that the problem that I had with all this is because Price Plow made a huge spectacle about it, and they decided to discuss it and point out to the fact that it was a warning letter and etc. But at the same time, it's really not a big deal. It's just a warning. It has nothing to do with quality. They're not in trouble. It's not a lawsuit or anything like that.
The heart attack.
Your favorite channel even made.
They just made. They fucked up with certain claims, and PricePlow made a big deal out of it. And I had a problem with the fact that if it was, somebody PricePlow collaborates with or something like that, they would never make a video about it. So that's what I had a problem with it. So once again, fuck Ben and fuck PricePlow, and first Phorm fucked up, but they're not in trouble. Let's not make a big deal out of it. Nothing wrong with their quality. I mean, it's a very successful company. Good for them. They just made a mistake, and there is nothing really going on.
Yeah, so they made a structure function claim, apparently.
Yeah. It's just a claim. That's basically it.
Yeah, there's nothing about it. It's just, like I said, they fucked up with the claim.
They said,
It's funny how this channel already, starting to make some shit up and just oh, no, we are just, trying to... help to protect the customer and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they posted about the gray area in ingredients, and they fucking Robin Hoods of the supplement industry. But at the same time, they promoting companies that are putting gray area products, like Raw, for example, and just because they got paid. But all of a sudden, they're releasing a video on first Phorm, like those guys committed a huge crime or spiked their supplements or have a lawsuit or anything like that. In reality, it's nothing like it. Just a warning letter like many companies got, and, they just fucked up with the claim. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah. Here's what... adulterated dietary supplements. Here we go. Your Megawatt V2, Thyrodrive, Overdrive Fast Pack, 1 dB Goddess, 1 dB Overdrive are adulterated within the meaning of Section 413.
Hordenine.
Contains hordenine. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's on the advisory list?
Yes, advisory.
Yeah.
It's not banned.
It's not banned. It's a long thing with isoprop. With even DMHA is not banned. It's an advisory list.
Yeah.
So basically, shooting the ropes.
Yeah.
So it's
pretty much.
The hordenine was the. I mean, there's a lot of people that use hordenine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is not worth the time. I think it's completely a complete waste of time.
Are they telling them to remove it?
No, it's just a warning letter. I mean, mostly it has to do with the claims that they made because they messed up with that. But in terms of if you tell everybody to remove hordenine, it's pretty much like fucking 70% of the companies are going to be in trouble.
Robic is basically a standard procedure, right?
Exactly. It's nothing.
But at the same time, first Phorm is huge. So the thing is, someone's
that's probably why they got the letter. That's probably
why.
Yeah.
All they have to do is write an explanation and stuff like that, and that's it. But my point is, like I said, I mean, I'm all to know the news. I'm all for it, but just like the fact that they released a video protecting the consumer against a company that doesn't do business with them, to me, that was a fucked up move.
Yeah, that. Anything for clicks. I want to get into the whole structure function claim of the FDA stuff. Now, there's some things in here that I don't agree with. Like they shouldn't sell to pharmaceutical grade blend of ingredients designed to combat cardiovascular disease and heart attacks. All right, so you can't say lower inflammation. You can't say will lower levels of HDL cholesterol or raise HDL, lower LDL. You can't say combats cancer, cures the cough and all that other stuff. You can't say those kind of things. This is where I think I have an issue, where if you have something that's like studies, so I don't think companies, you're not supposed to say my fish oil product, full mega will improve triglyceride levels or will lower bad cholesterol. No, but I don't see the issue with saying right here, studies on fish oils high in EPA and DHA have been shown to help lower blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, I don't work for the FDA. This is just my personal opinion, but I don't see the problem with writing this. If you say ours will cure cancer, ours will reduce inflammation and prevent obesity, that's an issue. But doing this is harmless to me. This is just reciting what the research actually says.
Fully agree. I also think that we got studies, and that's why we got so many scientists that are working their asses off just to confirm that, for example, something works or not. That's why so many companies trying to invest their money, and for some people they can say, oh, they got paid, just to approve something, but at the end of the day, no one is investing in scientists and studies. So it's good to see that someone is doing the right thing.
They've already pulled down their fish oil, I think. Oh no, it's right here. Okay.
They probably just edited it.
Oh yeah, I wonder if they did. Ingredients. Yup.
Yeah.
Yep. It's all gone.
I mean, it's as simple as them just going in and removing what they asked them to.
Yeah, and I think that's what most brands are probably going to do from a product page standpoint, is to minimize your risk and, just decrease your exposure, or minimize your exposure. Just put it the product here. We got an omega-3 formula.
You leave it up to the consumer to go and find their research and studies from people that may not necessarily be telling the whole story or whatever, but I mean, I think they must have their hands full, because I've seen this stuff from a lot of brands.
Yeah,
not
I mean, everybody,
auditing, but those claims like that.
Right.
I know one brand who actually on one of the supplements says that the supplement helps fight COVID. It actually says so. So I mean, come on, that's too far. But other than that, this is like really harmless.
Yeah, I mean, Core has a fish oil, doesn't it? Yeah, Core Omega. Let's see what they say.
That's why there was this whole thing with NAC, right?
Yeah.
You remember, guys? So many people were like, "Oh, not this, not that," and so on. It's still legal, and I don't think it's not on. It's on the list, on the FDA list, or not anymore.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's not on there. It's not on their advisory list.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't think it's on Amazon anymore.
Yeah, Amazon is a different topic, but you know how they work.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if it says anything. There's Kent at work writing a thesis.
Yeah. He probably did this for his lunch break.
Yeah, probably so. EPA and DHA have myriad health benefits, but their best studied and approved by the FDA use is to balance and maintain healthy triglyceride levels. The perhaps most robust meta-analysis to date, researchers examined 11 human trials, compared blah, 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 blah. Meta-analysis found robust evidence that DHA specifically exerts a significant triglyceride lowering and balancing effect. Now, see, I don't know if the FDA would consider that a claim, because it's saying it can lower triglycerides. I don't know. It may mitigate the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines.
I mean, the good thing is you can just wait till the FDA hits you up and be like, hey, can you change this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an unpaid proofreader, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't.
They must have a lot.
I hate their way they break down stuff, like the whole structure function claim shit. I hate the way the FDA does that.
If they pulled up first Phorm on that, then their list of things to do must be massive.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more coming.
Yeah.
Because I think I know the product you're talking about, Robbie.
You know what? There should be a dialogue, between the companies and FDA, and I think that there should be this communication link. So if someone, let's say, makes a claim or something like that, FDA should first reach out to them and say, "Listen up, guys. This should be fixed. Can you make a change or something?" Those kind of things, and not go. And not, yeah, I know, but it's I don't know who made a big thing out of this whole thing, like Price Plow or what? Because if it was Price Plow, then it's what the hell are you guys doing?
Well, I think warning letters, because when you say I got a warning letter from the FDA, it can be worse than it sounds.
Yeah.
Because you're oh, it's a letter from the government, can feel real bad, but realistically, it's that they edited a few things on their site and they have hordenine. But I mean, it's like the comment originally said. Speaking of quality, first Phorm got hit for it, didn't they? So her interpretation of what's been said is the quality of the supplements. It's not her fault. She's just interpreted this or understood this from some source or someone.
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that they got a warning letter without even knowing about it, you're like, oh, maybe they're bad quality. But realistically, it's just a few words that they had to remove, which have done. And they shouldn't use hordening, which I imagine they'll probably take out as well.
Probably.
But
so.
again, there's a shitload of brands out there that use hordening. I can tell you that.
I mean, look at Legion. Legion makes some super top quality products. They got Curtis Frank doing their formulations, who was one of the founders at Examine.com. Super smart guy. But look at their site. It says aged garlic extract studies show that it lowers blood pressure. There's a structure and function claim if you're going by the book definition of the FDA. Improves blood flow, improves cholesterol profile. I mean, those are all structure function claims.
Mm.
There was a product that came out. I can't remember the brand, but it was around this time last year, just when everyone was doing immune products. It was an immune support supplement. It was called Cured, and I was like, guys, come on.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Chill out.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's you don't even need to make any claims. You've called the product Cured. Feel like that's a bit much.
Not smart.
Guys, have a look. I sent you the product, and underneath the product there is a description.
Oh, I thought you were going to send us the out.
I probably shouldn't be sharing my screen for this. Oops. There we go.
No, no, have a look. Then do whatever you want. But I mean, it's in open, so.
Mm.
There we can. All right, I'll share this. There we go.
Boop. Well, I don't know if you want to be mentioning COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lactoferrin may consequently be of preventative and therapeutic value during the present. Lactoferrin is an iron-binding glycoprotein that is present in several mucosal secretions.
I mean, if you want to get some keywords that the FDA is probably looking for,
yeah,
I suspect COVID's probably one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lactoferrin displays antiviral activity against DNA and RNA viruses, including rotavirus, respiratory syncytial virus.
Nowadays, you can't say COVID in a YouTube because you get demonetized.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The cough.
Yeah. Sorry, Robert.
Sorry.
You're not getting paid. You're not getting paid this week.
No.
It's just I think that word probably should not be mentioned because number one, yes, we're in the middle of pandemic. Number two, it's a very touchy subject. It's just you got to be careful, not so much even from a legal perspective, but just from a moral perspective. I understand we all want to make money and make sales, but there are limits.
Yeah. Have we pushed the limits enough though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the thing with this. With this guys, some guys who are just like, oh look, morally I don't want to do this. Morally I don't do it. There's always going to be someone a little bit lower being like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, no, true. But in terms of first form, like I said,
let me give it a shot.
Yeah. What does painkiller flavor taste like, Robbie? Do you want to spoil it, or you want to just say go buy it?
It's actually, you know what, funny, because I got this question so many times, but we actually mentioned it.
This question.
But it's a cocktail. You can look it up. It's basically like it's a pina colada with orange.
Pain, sweat, and tears.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many of them, like different drinks. I mean, they come in different combinations. I mean, I'm not like, big on alcohol or anything like that, so I didn't know about it. But when I found out, I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh. $5 donation from Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Donation towards SJL Androids, blow sales, helmet for Lukasz, and inclusion for Robert.
What's up with the helmet? I don't get it.
To keep your head in so your head doesn't get too big from all the compliments she's giving you.
But I'm not a star of the show. So, Brooke, you're missing the point here.
Thank you very much, Brooke.
Star of the show.
These guys I'm just here for the ride.
Lukasz, have you tried Yummy Sports yet?
Not yet, my butterfly brother, but soon I will. This week I'm trying. By the way, I just wanted to say massive thank you to Alexander Rytkowski, sent a massive package this week to my HQ as well to my house, and it was loaded up with some goodies. including the new greens formula and many more stuff. So yeah, be lookout for the Yummy Sports, by the way, guys. It's a really good Canadian brand, and they're like doing some good things. So yeah, props to them.
Creamy. Sorry if my question went through twice. I'm in the middle of nowhere. We haven't seen. This is the first comment that we've actually seen from you, Creamy. Nothing else is populated in the comment feed. So maybe try entering it again. Maybe. Thanks for clearing up. You're welcome, Brooke. I was so confused as to why they made such a big deal about it, like a dedicated video. Really?
Clicks.
Yeah. When you have a dead YouTube base, you do anything to get more viewers. Brooke, I didn't want your head to explode, Lukasz. Hashtag Lukasz is the star.
The true star.
Lukasz is the star. Shane is here for looks. Robbie's here for animosity, and I'm here because I'm the only one that knows how to work this technology.
Now I'm here for looks. Previously, I would look like shit.
Alex Hearts. Gerhard. Yay, nay. Yay. I vote yay. Robbie, what do you vote?
Oof. Yeah.
Shane?
Oh, man.
But in terms of what?
I like to know what I'm getting into, so I'm saying no before I... It could be, oh, can you take me to the airport? No. No, I don't have time for that. Okay. So I'm saying
you have
no,
nothing else to do. You're confined to your house. You're under house arrest, so what else are you going to do?
Obviously, I'm in lockdown now, but I'm just saying, if this was a regular situation and someone, hey, could you help me out on the weekend? Okay, what is it? I'm not going to say yes or no, and I'm not going to say yes until I know what it is. But I'll say no before I know what it is all the time, all day. So I'm an A.
I feel like we need to go down the rabbit hole to see how far you'd be willing to help somebody, and then where's the hard cutoff of no?
Depends who.
All right,
We
it's
discussed
Nikki.
this, did we not? We discussed this. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know if you land in Dallas, you're not driving 3 hours south to see me. We've established that already. We know that part.
No, I'm not driving 3 hours.
Right.
I might not even drive an hour.
Well, Robbie won't even drive and see me. It's fine. You know, it's cool. We understand.
Oh, so I'm not alone. So it's not really like
no,
it.
people just don't like me. It's okay. I get it.
It's not a me
It's
problem.
fine.
It's a you problem.
Yeah, exactly. My question is, what if Nikki has a dead body in the trunk? Do you help her or do you report it to the police?
If it's Nikki, it's your wife. You just say yes, no matter. She didn't even tell me what it is. It's a yes. That's the difference.
You've got a better wife than I do. Sandy said she would immediately run to the cops and say, I killed somebody.
You're asking what I would say. If you ask Nikki what she would say, it might not be the same thing.
I would help Nikki no matter what it is.
Brooke, the way Shane reads into these questions is absolutely mind-blowing. The paranoia is amazing.
It's not reading into these questions. It's just what I would
paranoia.
do.
It's not paranoia.
If someone asked me yes or no, I'd be like, no. Tell me what it is. No, I'm not going to tell you. Then it's a fucking no. I don't really care. A lot less to worry about on my... I'm not taking the clothes off every single one of them.
Bro, shut up.
That's our dude.
Dude, shut up. Get in the corner.
Yeah, it's your pandas.
Someone asked who is the star of the show. There you go.
Alex. I think Brooke is the star of the show. She is. She gets the gold star.
Yeah.
Are you finished with training, by the way, Brooke, or are you still in Alabama getting training for work?
Speaking of the stars of the show, because we had this massive week as far as like launches of new pre-workouts, and I wanted to ask you about the two newest pre's that were released this week. You know what I'm talking about, probably. The first one is Ambrosia Kinetic, and the next one is Performax, the newest Hypermax.
Let me put up. I'll pull up the Kinetic one right now.
Kinetic one is...
I
started to discuss this a little bit yesterday. Let's see. Share.
The Kinetic one's not bad, but to me it's similar to the conversation we had earlier.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you your guys' opinion on it.
Yeah. No, keep the clothes on, man.
I like the full dose of creatine, and they're using the CreaPure brand, so that's a solid right there.
Yeah.
The ginseng dose is a really solid dose at the 800 milligrams. Most times you'll get like 200 or 400 milligrams of ginseng. The 800 at the 0.8% erythrosides is a solid dose. I'm going to go over the good first. I like the 100 milligrams of neurofactor. That's solid. The 250 caffeine is in my sweet spot for caffeine. 250 to 300 is kind of, everybody says, the daily driver range. Sure, that's a daily driver for me. I like Vacagnize as an ingredient. I don't think it belongs in a pre-workout because it doesn't actually really do anything for performance necessarily, and the dose you need is 300 milligrams, not 250. The LCLT is underdosed. That's got to be 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. And the mushrooms, we've talked about this before. Like there's not really any exercise data on reishi. Cordyceps, you kind of need to take it every day, and you need to take multiple grams of it. Lion's mane, I like for ramping up nerve growth factor transmission, so that'll work really well with the neurofactor for improving focus. But again, I think this is more of like, hey, mushrooms are really hot right now. Low Bliner is a very, very smart marketing individual. So I like the concept of using mushrooms every day. Do I see them having a specific application in a pre-workout? Unless it's something like maybe Pico 2 that's got the studies to back it up. Yeah.
So here is my question. Do you guys think that if this product would be marketed differently, it would be a great product, like a daily product, not a pre-workout? Just like scratch the word pre-workout and just do a
nootropic or something.
Tell you what, if you took out the caffeine, it would be quite interesting.
Yeah.
If you took out the caffeine, and I have a serious issue with alpha size dose, like serious. I mean, that bugs me, because the thing is like the mushrooms. If we're not talking about the fact that, like Robert said, it has to be taken on a daily basis, the mushrooms are cool. And I'm not talking about whether it's a pre-workout or not. It's just a cool concept. I like 500 milligrams of each. That looks pretty cool. I like the Siberian ginseng. That's also like solid. It's very, very good. The caffeine, I mean, it looks like an energy drink, so it's fine. It's a moderate dose. It's nothing special, but at the same time, it will get the job done. Neurofactor addition, always a welcome addition. But then you have the L-carnitine, the Bacopa, and especially alpha size. You know what? I keep saying again and again, I don't give a fuck what kind of product it is, whether it's a pre-workout, protein. I don't give a shit what it is. The moment I see a fully transparent formula, to me, fucking dose it correctly. That's the thing. Dose it correctly. This can be flawless, but if I'll see one ingredient that is underdosed, and this, I mean, the alpha size is severely underdosed, I will have a problem with it. That product will never get a thumbs up from me. I wish it just wouldn't be there, and Bacopa wouldn't be there. So I think that there is some use to this product, not exactly pre-workout, but other than those two ingredients and maybe carnitine at 250, remove those three, and I can definitely see it as a daily driver for something.
Because from my perspective, it looks really promising as far as the ingredients profile.
Definitely.
I really like the combination of the ginseng and the mushroom, because this can be a really nice stack. Plus, if you're adding a not big dose of caffeine, you can take it throughout the day easily. Especially with the mushrooms, it can give you nice focus, nice drop of energy, and so on. Plus, you've got this not super high dose of carnitine, but still it will give you this cool focus effect. So I think that it can work well as a daily. I don't like to use the term daily driver, but let's use it here. So it can be a pretty cool formula, just for example, if you want to replace coffee with some stems or something.
I just wanted to say that, early in the morning to take something like that to start your day off, I think it's absolutely great. I would remove the underdose crap that doesn't belong there. And, mushrooms, ginseng, and neurofactor together, I mean, upon waking up, or to start your day off, going to work or whatever, even office, whatever, doesn't matter. I think it's a great product.
And you got also the creatine, 5 grams.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference between their 2 mental joules formulas and this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the creatine in there. You still got the same underdosed blend of alpha size. You got the same huperzine dose. You got the same neurofactor dose. You got the same ginseng dose. I mean, it's almost. I don't know if they're going to phase out the mental joules products and just go with this instead, or I don't know. Not much of this screams pre-workout to me.
See, that's the thing. It's like what Lukasz said and Robert said. It could be used for different purposes, but
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it is on the label. It's a pre-workout. Under the directions, it says before your workout. It doesn't say like in the morning. Doesn't say throughout the day. It's specifically a pre-workout. So if someone comes across this, like, oh, it's a pre-workout.
they're not going to look at the ingredients and see that there's not citrulline in there or any other kind of performance boosting ingredient besides creatine.
You don't want to buy a product and be like, well, this is a pre-workout, but I might find better use for it. If you're forced. If you get it as a prize, maybe. But like, I would think that if you wanted this as a pre-workout, then that's the people who want it. But I don't know. You got to have pumps in there for me.
Yeah.
No, I agree. This is to market to market it as a pre-workout. I don't think it's gonna make it. But I mean, because like the mushrooms, they have all organic and stuff like that. If you want to go that angle, I would probably do all the mushrooms, ginseng, and probably for coffee, I would use natural caffeine. It has a nice sound to it, all organic. There is definitely crowd for it. And, it's a nice start your day off supplement, especially if you're not drinking coffee or anything.
Ambrosia is this kind of a brand, that tries to, appeal to people that like into like organic stuff and so on. So I think that, this could appeal to the market. Plus, take a look at the top of the Kinetic. It looks amazing. Yeah. What they did with the design, it just blows my mind. I just love it. I really love it.
Yeah, and I guess I'm standing corrected. Like, they're using the 250 dose on Bacopa. There is this one study that uses 250 milligram dose. All of the other studies I've seen have either used 300 milligrams, 320, or 640 if you're using the Synapsa form. So this is the lowest dose on that. So that's technically correct, but more of the research is in the 300 to 600 milligram range than the 250 milligram range. So me personally, I take Bacognize every day, and I take between 300 and 400, whatever I can just dump out on my little crack dealer scale.
It's not for me, but I think that I do appreciate how this isn't the usual. This isn't the beta-alanine citrulline kind of blend. This is something different, and I think it's a probably good fit for their audience.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Swap my pre-workout for it, but I mean, it's a nice change of pace.
It's definitely cool to see different, product that not only offers the exactly same thing as like beta-alanine, citrulline, and those kinds of things. Yeah. It's a different spin, which I really like, and I truly appreciate that. But at the same time, I think that it shouldn't be marketed as a pre-workout.
Oh, 100%. And what's funny is typically I don't like shaving anything off and cutting anything, but in this particular product, if you remove certain ingredients and market it slightly different, like you said, Lukasz, this definitely has potential. It's not a bad product where you can say this is shit, because it's not. It just marketed probably, as a pre-workout. I doubt that it, it has potential as a pre-workout in that market, but it's a good product. I mean, could be good product.
You see, I'm growing.
There you go. What was the other pre-workout you wanted me to tackle, Lukasz?
Performax.
That one has
this one?
some insight. No, he's talking about Performax, Hypermax. He's talking about the one that hasn't had the label revealed, but we've tried it.
Yep.
There's jack shit to know. I mean, but Robert knows what's in it.
I've got the
Robert
formula in my
knows.
inbox. You want me to show it? I can share it with all my inbox.
Bro,
Yeah, I'm
Aaron
sure-
will kill you.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, Aaron might not be happy. Although, you know what? That would be the perfect middle finger to Aaron, because he sent out samples for everybody to try, and then I get a text from him saying, "Oops, I forgot to send it to you." He said I was sending it to people that were on social media. And he says, "I'll get you on the second round."
Well,
The review bros already tried it, and they already posted a review on their channel.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that somebody who got the product and actually hyped up the product had a conversation with me off the record, and did not say same things and said in live and in public, and mainly it was. I would say that the person was raving about the product, but behind the scenes was not. And I mean, the review brothers already said that it has area Durancis and S7, so that was kind of revealed. I personally, the moment I heard S7, I was highly disappointed, very disappointed, in fact. But and I already expressed many times my opinion on 3D pump. I'm not going to be impressed with it because I'm just not. I think it's a good ingredient, but I think the hype around it is not. It's not deserved. I don't think so. Just because it's trademark ingredient doesn't mean that it's automatically what it is. I would go for Vaso 6. I would go for Vaso Drive. I would go for full dose of citrulline any time of the day, and on nitrates, of course. Those are the things that I think that they really make a huge difference, and they definitely stand out. So to me, okay, the whole marketing is around 3D pump. Not impressed. Good. I'm not saying it's bad, because I mean S7 is dog shit, but 3D pump is okay at best. But I think that there is a lot of emphasis on marketing rather than the product, and I haven't seen the full label. What I can say is that Performix, Hypermax was one of my favorite pre-workouts. And I think that one had 6 grams of citrulline, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the full 2-scoop serving did.
So I mean, to me, that's impressive because it's solid dose. It may be not 10 grams or 15 grams, but 6 grams. Whenever I see a full dose, I will always be impressed with that. I'm impressed when people fully dose. And Hypermax, I've seen from some very reputable companies where the label claims the supplement facts would be semi-impressive, where there is at least 1 or 2 ingredients that would be severely underdosed. Hypermax was not one of them. Hypermax was well dosed on every level, and I really, really liked it. And I hope that this one lives up to it, to that reputation. But like I said, S7, when I saw it, I was not expecting it. That to me was disappointing.
Yeah, this is for everybody watching. This is the old formula.
This week.
Say it again, Shane.
I think my review's coming this week.
Well, that's
Aaron.
good.
I asked Aaron. I said, "Oh, when can I share the review?" Because I started taking it like a week or 2 ago. Because he said, "Can I send you a sample?" I said, "Well, if you want me to review it, I need more than 2 samples." He says, "How many?" I said, 10. So he sent me
I need a tub.
Yeah, kind of. He sent me a tub. It must have been a beta tub with 10 servings. And I was like, okay, this will do. And I think I've used it maybe 5 to 6 times now. And I said, "Oh, can I share my review this week?" He said, no, you're doing it a week later. What the fuck, man? Why does everyone else get to go this week? He says, yours means more. And I was like, I don't know if you're full of shit or you're just saying this. Anyway, so I think
y'all have had it ranked as your best pre-workout before too, so I think that's why he's saying it means more. I mean, people actually respect you because they know you're not a giant sellout.
This will be. I'm torn on this one. I need the full 10 servings. I can tell you that because I've run it through I've had it legs 2 days, back 2 days, and I had it on chest. Actually, no, maybe it was legs 1 day and arms. But either way, I need to do these other 5 servings because this is toughie.
And you see, you just shared the Vaso Max profile, and it has
the old one too.
Yeah. And that one had S7 too. But the reason why I never criticized that one, because, and you know me, I will admit always when I'm wrong, I had S7 in bare knuckle like 3 years ago myself, because we all fell for it. But the difference is, and again, I'm kind of like tuning my own horn. And
whoa. We all? Not we all.
No, we not.
There was a lone man on the mountain shouting it was bullshit.
True. And when you and I had that conversation, remember you told me about it, and in the next version of bare knuckle, it was removed.
Yeah.
It was removed because I just feel like, you have to keep improving. And if it's a proven that, that the product is useless, not good, just because it has trademark next to it, you should not be using it. I mean, it's my strong belief. I know you're going to impress certain people because you have a trademark ingredient, but, if you're a reputable brand, make sure to fix your mistakes. It's very, very important, I believe, to fix your mistakes, to remove what's garbage, and make sure that your product is, each and every ingredient is proper. That's the reason why even with Hooligan V6, I sent it to you because I wanted to make sure that it's like, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily, Connor, it's a placebo ingredient. I mean,
it's just garbage.
Yeah, it's got that one study. You could do that with any polyphenol source. I mean, grapeseed extract, which is probably even cheaper than just S7. I mean, you're getting 50 milligrams of 7 different little plant extracts or plant powders. It's one really shitty done study, and that's what everybody jumps all over. And I mean, obviously, every brand that's including is because it doesn't cost very much. It's low dose. It doesn't throw off the flavor a lot, and they can make the claims. Cheap. That's why brands put it in there. I don't think most brands are actual hardcore believers in it, think it's going to give you massive pumps or anything like that.
You know what? But if you see S7 with certain, mainstream products, it's not a big deal. I have a problem because right now S7's been around for how long? For 5 years or so?
Maybe 2 and change.
2 and change. Okay, so for as long as it's been, when it exploded, and almost everyone, not everyone apparently, jumped on it. I totally understand that. It's a new product. Brand owners and formulators, obviously, not everybody is doing the research. And trademark appeals to people. Trademark does appeal to people. Plus the fact that it's cheap, because most trademarks are expensive. Obviously, you saw it in each and every product, and I had zero problem with that. But once we found out that it's shit, you know what? I think the good brands, the ones that are making reputable, good products, they should be removing that and kind of saying fuck you to a useless ingredient. We're gonna. I mean, you have so many combinations between pump products. You have Vaso 6, you have Vaso Drive, you have nitrogen, you have citrulline, you have nitrates. There's so many good ingredients that you're not going to be able to use. If you're fully dosing it, you're not going to be able to do more than 2 because it's very, very, very expensive. You won't be able to do more than 2. But if you do 2 and you fully dose them, you know what? Number one, nobody's going to be able to accuse you that you're putting shit in your product. Number 2, when people use it, they will see results. They will definitely feel the results. And, the word of mouth is there. So even those that don't understand fully the functioning of each and every ingredient, they will be they will attest the fact that the product actually works. And that's the only thing. S7 should be in history books, or it belongs in mainstream products that are, you can find at Walmart or something. That's, I think, where it belongs. Other than that, no.
Have you seen the formula, haven't you, Robert?
Mm-hmm.
I fucking haven't. He didn't show it to me.
He hasn't?
No, I'm doing this review blind.
We'll remedy that. I'll remedy that for you, Sean.
I don't know if he wants you. I think if he hasn't shown me what is in it, then
you know what? It doesn't matter because he didn't send me alpha samples. I get beta samples. So, you know what?
Is there such thing as alpha sample? I just thought everything was beta sample.
I mean, Hey man, you know what? He shit the bed. He should have sent it to me first.
Just to keep you guys happy, I didn't get shit. So
I
You what,
haven't
Lucas?
seen it.
I didn't get shit from Aaron. So just to
Yeah,
make
man.
you guys happy. Yeah, but by the as far as like S7, I just wanted to point out one thing. I don't remember who was the interview that I was listening with Shane or you, Robert.
Mhm.
When you guys had the band from Morphogen,
Mhm.
and I don't remember if Shane or you asked him the question, why he used the S7 in one of his
wasn't me.
formulas,
That
and
wasn't
he was
me.
like, and because he used not just like the one serving, he used the double the amount of
Yeah.
the studied amount, and he was like, because he was cheap. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I like Ben.
Yeah, and I was and I was like laughing my ass off. I'm like, and that's how it should be, Even if the ingredient is shit for some people, Ben was like, oh, screw that. I'm still gonna use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to have a negative effect. It's going to have a neutral to minimally beneficial effect. So, if it doesn't cost anything, doesn't hurt the product, you want to put it in there, that's fine. Just don't go walk around saying, we've got S7, we're going to give you the most massive pumps you've ever had. And just fuck off with that.
Because at the end of the day, there was only one study, so we don't know.
In 8 people, yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke, I just finished training, actually. I would love to be a star. I am not certified in something. We'll figure out something to certify you in, Brooke. We'll take a vote, and we'll let you know what you're certified in after the show.
I like how you're reading the comments, man.
I do my best. Fernando, have you checked out Element? There are some sticks for water with 1 gram of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium. Yes, they are. I heard Mark Bell advertising them before the podcast. I haven't heard it lately, so I'm guessing that sponsorship ended or something.
No, they're still in sponsorship.
Are they still? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, is that Rob Wolf that makes the
Rob Wolf.
company? Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Do I think there could maybe be a little bit better balance of electrolytes, just a little bit more magnesium and potassium, but I mean, hey, it works for them and they're selling it well. Too much magnesium's not a good thing because then you'll be spending an hour in the bathroom.
Depends what type of a form you're using.
True. Yeah, that too. I'm saying like even like you take whatever form of magnesium, you cross like the 400 milligram threshold of elemental magnesium, you're going to be on the toilet for like a good 20, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, buddy. Bro, I'm not taking the clothes off of every one of them.
Yeah, she wanted me to fucking take the clothes off all her children, all her little dolls. I was like, I don't know what a deal is with that shit. I said that, me and Nikki said this. She like gets the little dolls out and she starts ripping their clothes off, and then they're just all these naked animals. And I was like, the fuck? They come with clothes, man. It's probably half the damn price. Leave them on.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. She has this, and it looks creepy as shit.
The hell?
The thing was, we watched Toy Story 4. That looks.
That's why I don't have children.
We watched Toy Story 4, the one with Toy Story 3, the one with the big baby.
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw the first 2.
It's meant to be this creepy, dead ass looking baby, and like walks around like messed up eyes and no clothes, and I'm like, holy shit. Maybe that's why she does it. She saw it on Toy Story and she's like, I need a baby that looks like that creepy son of a bitch. So let's just do my best.
There you go.
I'm glad it's not my daughter's the only one that does it.
Con. Usually doing yard work or hitting legs right now. Today I'm in Austin for the Austin Football Club game tonight. Glad I can catch some live for once. Well, thank you. Are you not typically in Austin? Are you visiting? I don't even know who Austin's soccer team is playing. Football club is playing. We can't say soccer.
You see, Shane, he's in Austin and he still doesn't visit Robert. It doesn't even take 3 hours to drive, and he still doesn't want to visit him.
No, nobody wants to visit me. That's fine. I'm not a big soccer fan or football fan, but thank you for joining us, Connor. We appreciate it.
If I'm 20 minutes away, maybe 30 minutes, and I'll come see you.
Wait a second. What if he says to you that he's going to serve vegetables?
Well, no.
There you go.
Well,
If Shane
obviously-
comes to visit me, I'm not going to cook vegetables for him. I'm going to go take him to get some
Hopefully
Texas barbecue.
That would be funny.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
had Texas barbecue.
You what?
I've had Texas barbecue.
Have you?
Yes, when I came years ago. I came down. I hung out with Man Sports,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Dude, we're getting barbecue today." And I was like, "So in my country, barbecue is where you get out an outdoor barbecue.
Yeah, the
It's like
grill.
a grill, and it's got a gas fire, and you put sausages and beef on there." And he said, "We're getting barbecue," and I was like, "Wait, you're buying a barbecue and you're just cooking lunch? That doesn't sound that great." He said, "No, we're gonna go get it," and I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. I had no idea that it was a type of like food. And he says, I'm gonna get like $300 worth," and I'm like, "This is really expensive for fucking barbecue. I don't know what the." And then he gets it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting type of food.
It
A
is,
lot of
yes.
meat.
Smoked meats.
Right up my alley." Yeah.
All smoked
Yeah.
meats. You can get turkey. Smoked turkey breast is really good. You can get brisket. You can do ribs, all kinds of ribs. The beef rib looks like something straight out of the Flintstones, man. That fucker's huge.
Look, man, it was meat. I mean,
Yeah.
if I come down, I would assume you would be like, "We're gonna go get some meat. We're not gonna go.
No.
We're not going to the garden." Okay.
No, I know my clientele. We're gonna go get some. We're gonna do that. We'll check out some other places too, so you can try some of the other food offerings.
This is the odd chance that I am 30 minutes away from you.
Yeah. Yes.
In this surreal scenario where I am 30 minutes away, yes, we will go get some meat, and I might even get a side salad just to make you feel better.
There you go. Although there is one of the places here has a jalapeno bacon mac and cheese that is so good, so good.
I mean, I like the bacon, but you threw carbs in there. I'm out. I'm
You're
shit out of luck.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
here I'll slide this to you. I'll give you a pop.
Oh.
You capture that.
I'll be-
Very good.
There you go. But you can do a cheat meal and it'll be 100% fine.
There you go. Brooke, I meant to say now certified. The alphabet soup agencies are complicated. Shane, the pragmatism, dealing with your halfling.
I mean, I don't really think about these things. It's just what
Just-
I say.
Natural.
You just don't rip the clothes off your fucking dolls. It's just not. It's just that simple. We're in a society where you can't walk around naked. Okay, deal with it.
Can't
Learn
do it.
early.
Con Cash. I live in Tyler, Texas, about 4 hours away. Yes, we were given free tickets to the game. I love soccer, football. MLS is usually a joke compared to other leagues, so I don't watch it much. Yeah, I would agree that the MLS is probably doesn't have anything compared to the Euro leagues.
I like
Cash, what is your favorite soccer team? Football.
I like how he said soccer and then he slashed it to football.
Yeah, when it probably should be football/soccer because
That's exactly how he should say.
Actually, I should mention last year when I was going to live in Poland, I had actually booked to travel to see Lukasz, and Lukasz was that 4 hours? How
So you would
far away
drive 4 hours to see Lucas, but not 30 minutes to see me? I understand.
I took it a step even further. I booked a flight to a city that was
did?
just outside of Lucas's, and then we were going to catch a train to Lucas's town.
Yeah.
That's how much of a off the beaten track I was.
How much,
That's
how
how much
much
he loves
do you
me.
enjoy Lucas's company
That's
than
how
mine?
much he loves me.
I understand.
I traveled- I traveled like how much?
Oh yeah, that's
Six and a half
see,
hours to meet
yeah.
Shane.
That's how I morally balanced it off. He came to see me in Krakow.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if he's willing to do it for me, I should do it for him.
Okay. So somebody
That
needs to
was-
do something for you first before you
Not
reciprocate.
necessarily. If someone I absolutely hate came and saw me and traveled halfway around the world, I wouldn't go do that for them.
So since you and I are the ones talking, was that like a not so subtle hint that you really actually don't like me and no matter what, you're just not
But
gonna
if
come
you
visit?
drove 4 hours to see me, I would drive 4 hours to see you.
Okay.
But that rule doesn't apply to everyone.
What about 4 hours and 15 minutes? Or
If
is it
you
like,
drove
it's got to be equal?
Oh, you're getting up there. If you drove 6 hours, if I could get a plane in an hour, I might do it. If you drove, what isn't it like across the country? Isn't it like that? That's a long way for you guys. It's like a fucking 6 hour flight.
From what? From one coast to the other?
Yeah.
Probably like a 4-hour, 5-hour flight, I would assume.
Straight up would not do that for you. Sorry, Robert. I wouldn't do that for you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Lucas's wasn't that bad anyway, because I was flying for... It wasn't even that long of a flight. It was like an hour.
You would be to Poznan, and from Poznan, a train to Pure. Yeah.
Yeah, the Crooked Forest, wherever that was. Because Nikki was like, we need to go see the Crooked Forest. I was like, where's that? And she's like, where we're going to see Lukasz. And I was like, boom. Apparently it's the forest, it's crooked. It's all in the map.
Yeah.
I don't know. We never got to see it anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Just put it on the record. I would do everything for these guys.
Shane, can I share that message you sent us?
No.
Or not?
Because they might be watching.
Okay, then I won't.
I hit the name, so you don't know who it is. But if you share it, then that person's going to see it.
Definitely watching.
When I get that stuff, I'm just like, the fuck, man?
Funny thing for all the people that were watching, that watched us have the discussion last Saturday about air conditioning, AC, and aircon. My air conditioner died on Saturday night into Sunday, so that was fun.
Maybe you should have got an aircon system.
I maybe should have gotten an aircon system, and then they came out on Sunday morning, so you have to pay like the extra service rate since they come out, not on a Monday through Friday. So that was a fun expense.
Maybe your system got offended because you're calling it air conditioning instead of aircon.
Probably so. It's got 34 years or 36 years of antagonism stored up.
Poland has roads, okay? Poland has roads.
They're cobblestone roads. They're not paved. They're just cobblestone roads.
What? Okay,
fuck off, you bougie fuck!
I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of places in America, if you go deep enough, you probably just got dirt roads, okay?
Of course.
Don't forget your motherland. You're from Poland, you fuck.
Poland.
You immigrated just like fucking Arnold.
My great grandfather did, yes. Yeah. So I'm a what was that, third generation American?
On the aircon side though, I don't recall them having aircon.
Yeah. He immigrated because he was like, oh look, in US we have aircon. That's why.
But the roads thing, come on guys, don't be silly. They had roads. I walked on them.
They are paved? You sure?
Yes. It was fucking. They had those trains going up and down them as well.
They're nice.
Steam engines, electric, nuclear powered.
What fucking bullet trains, Robert?
Bullet trains. There we go.
Bro, we got horses. So fuck off.
Alex, are there any other pre's that anyone would recommend that has neurofactor in it? I've had when I was taking Black Magic Berserk, and I've enjoyed it very much, but haven't come across it in another pre. There's one that will be coming out that has it in there. As far as current ones on the market that have it,
Come on, Ninja, that new Ninja one. I actually just tried that.
Cutler, Prevail.
Does that has it in it? Cutler Prevail?
I think so. And I also think NutriBio Unbound, they have it too.
Unbound's got it in there. The Ninja Up pre-workout has it.
Yeah. Cutler has it. Cutler has it.
Those are three things. I was gonna say Beam, but I don't think Beam has it. They have Coffee Berry, which I think has got some of the same stuff in it that Neurofactor has because it's a coffee fruit derived thing. And it's got coffee fruit extract in it.
Well, right now, Neurofactor is gonna be called officially Coffee Berry.
Right. Con. I've mostly followed Tottenham. Is it Tottenham or Tottenham? How do you pronounce that? Tottenham. It's easiest for me to find Premier League games to watch. Yeah, I think so. That's because NBC broadcasts all of them just about.
Yeah.
All the Premier League stuff.
Yeah, and La Liga is on ESPN Plus. Tottenham is a cool team. Kane is one of my favorite players. So yeah, it's good.
There we go.
I slowly became hooked to NFL over the past 5 to 6 years. I don't know what it is. It's just maybe it's because I worked with so many American brands and everyone's talked about Super Bowl and this team, and now I just love that sport more than most others, I believe. Of all the season sports, I think I'm hooked on that one.
Yeah.
I don't have a team though.
You can support LSU for college football, Shane. We'll adopt you.
I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like, when you watch, it's like rugby. When I watch the All Blacks play, they're really good. And then I watch some other rugby team that sucks ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to watch because they just suck.
Yep.
I've watched some, not that college teams suck, but there's a very big difference between NFL teams and the college teams.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't pinpoint it. I can't be like, oh, they don't do this. I just watch it and I'm like, this is not entertaining to me. Don't know what it is. But
have you ever watched the football Polish games?
You mean soccer? Like the are we talking about the American football?
Soccer. I mean football.
Oh, soccer. Yeah, football. Yeah. Sorry. I used to play soccer. For like, I don't know, like 5-6 years or something, and I played indoor soccer for like another 5 or 6. But outdoor soccer, man, it's difficult because if you like American football, I can understand how you may not like the rest of the world's football. Because
that's me. I'll watch it when the World Cup comes around, maybe, but I can't get into soccer. I've tried to watch it a bunch of times.
It is 90 minutes long.
That's not the length of it doesn't bother me. You see the ball just going back and forth, and like
it is the length, because if they did that for a minute, it would be so much more fast paced. Like indoor soccer, they shrink it down. The court's like half the size.
Yeah, but also a lot of it has to do with the type of league and team and levels to it. Like Shane said, college football and an NFL, there is complete difference. Like, I'll tell you what, if you watch, because I'm a huge La Liga fan, like I'm about actually to watch Barcelona play. The pace is so fast. They actually they have a thing called tiki taka, which means they touch the ball and they have to pass it right away. So it's like it moves very fast pace, very fast. So because I'm used to watching La Liga, I'm used to watching Barcelona and stuff like that. I remember I never paid attention much to MLS, and I went to the game once and I literally fell asleep. I mean, there is like a distinct difference between the USA soccer and European, especially Spanish. I mean, like if you take Premier League, it's a little bit more physical. But if you take like Spanish, for example, it's a lot more fast-paced, and I guess French is somewhere in between, and Italian is a little bit slower because they mostly play defensive.
Gotcha. Lucas, was that bottled water you were drinking?
Yeah.
See, that's the bougie shit you were talking about, man. I drink tap water here. We rough it in America.
How you guys in the US drink your tap water? It tastes horrible.
Well, I've got it on a filter. I don't drink it straight from the faucet. I've got it on a filter.
Because
filter.
Yeah. Another way of bouginess. Filtered, aircon, and
you're buying bottled water. How's that any different?
And roads.
Yeah. We're so pampered here in America. We have paved roads.
You can have water straight from the tap here. I remember when I first went to the US.
You can't. Well, you can drink tap water, but.
Okay, I will advise. It's not like Mexico where you get parasite in you.
You see, our water tastes like the stuff you get in the bottled water. That just tastes exactly the same as ours on the tap. I don't know what it is, but I grew up with that. So then when I went to the US, filled up my bottle, and I was like,
the hell is
fuck is this? I was like, this is, I don't know what it is, but it's not water. It's something different. I initially thought it was a hotel because it was where I first had water out of the tap.
Yeah.
And then someone told me, it's like, dude, don't drink the water out of the tap. And I was like, the fuck no. And then I learned. Bottled water.
Yeah, just don't make sure if you're in Mississippi, don't ever drink the water in Mississippi, man. It's like it's like eggs. You open it up and there's such a high sulfur content of their water, like you can smell it, the egg water. It's gross. We used to go in high school, we'd go there for 2 weeks every year for band camp, and they would mix up because we'd be out there from 7 a.m. till noon, and so they'd be mixing up they'd have the Gatorade powder and they'd mix that in with the water, and so you're drinking this egg smelling Gatorade powder after you've been sweating your ass off in 95-degree heat for 4 hours straight. It's not.
That's actually something that Lukasz can help me discover on his eggs when he goes to the US. Crack open an egg, Lukasz, and tell me if you see something different. Because the eggs in the US, your yellow yolk is incredibly yellow. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I couldn't figure out what it was. I didn't really look into it, but
is it orangish where you see everywhere?
I would even say orange. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, like when we went to Mexico, we saw the eggs there, and it's like a bright orange kind of yolk there.
It's not really like a bright orange. It's more like a it's closer to orange and it's yellow. But your one is like
perfect yellow. Yeah, man.
No, European egg yolk is like like it's orange, but it's a little bit towards the red.
Yeah,
like it has.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's like ours. I think that's like.
But it tastes a lot better than US for sure. It tastes a lot better.
The egg yolk tastes just incredible.
Yeah.
Why is it? Is it bright yellow? Well,
because it's on drugs.
Probably the feed and the juice that they got the birds on.
So it's got the good stuff.
It's because of the feed. Yeah. They're not like using empty calories, I would say.
Yeah, I found one brand here locally that has exactly the same eggs as in Europe, exactly the same. It's more expensive, but it tastes absolutely delicious. But it's like, it's that orange, bloody red color, and it's completely different. If you have those eggs compared to like typical US eggs, I mean, the difference is day and night.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? Those eggs helped Rocky take down the USSR. That's all that matters. Good old American eggs.
Wasn't he training in USSR?
That was only for like a week. It was only for a week. Oh, man.
Maybe I'll look it up later. I was curious.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the feed, definitely.
It's the feed.
It's got to be.
I mean, well, Lukasz, when you see it for the first time, it's pretty crazy. It's just I just remember cracking an egg open once, and I was like, why the fuck is it bright yellow? It looked like the sun. It's crazy.
When the first time you had the egg here in Poland?
No, I'm talking about US eggs. I said when you go to, because my egg's the same color as yours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying when you go to the US, buy an egg, crack it open,
Okay.
and just tell me what you think, because it's just
Cool, we'll do that.
Yeah, but it's the look and also the taste is different.
I'm gonna lab test with Robic.
That's the feed and definitely the drugs.
Gotta be.
we could all do a bit more drugs, couldn't we?
Yes.
And
last call for any comments, questions, you guys. We've been on 2 hours and we'll be hopping off shortly. If you've got any other last minute comments, questions, or weird off the wall topics you want us to address, feel free to get those in quick. And while we give them a few seconds to get on that, just to deal with the lag, Shane, do you want to do the comments for the algorithm?
Look, make sure you comment, leave a review on your listening platform, because it helps move us up in the almighty algorithms that dictate our daily lives. Is that pretty? I think that's pretty close.
That was pretty close.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, man. That was solid. It was a solid effort.
That was like a difference between European eggs and American.
Yeah. Same kind of thing, but just delivered in a very different way.
It's a little different. Well, we've got the New Zealand accent, so it sounds classier than coming from the American.
And you didn't sound like fuck. Accent. You definitely didn't sound like fuck. That was a good delivery.
I don't think my accent sounds that great. I don't know.
Could be worse. Are there different versions of like the New Zealand accent where like they have the high class British accent and then they've got like the poor one where you can't really understand what they're saying. They keep dropping their T's and all that kind of stuff.
We don't have a high class one.
Okay, so you're just like the run of the mill average.
We just have run of the mill, and then we have like, I had heard, and I imagine what this is like in the US when you hear people from like, I don't know, like the farmlands or something, like maybe deep. I don't know what it is, somewhere in America, and I'm sure you hear this accent, and you're like, holy shit, I've heard of some people in New Zealand where I'm just like, holy shit, that's my accent, but I don't understand a word they're saying. And I think it's same because in the UK is probably the worst I've seen, where like they like I've heard some people in the UK and I have to stop and ask myself, was that English? And you hear little words like and this and you're just like, okay, it is English. And then once you just need to it's like when you need your eyes to adjust. Yeah. You need your ears to be like, okay, these are words now. I can break them up. I can understand. We do have that in New Zealand, but I don't think it's that as bad as other places. Yeah. Specifically the UK. I think that's what I've been to the US. I think the UK has The dialects.
Widest disparity of dialects.
Oh, man. I haven't met an American I couldn't understand. I have met a lot of people in the UK and Britain, in that region,
Yeah.
that I'm just sort of like, holy shit.
There you go.
We are speaking the same language. Something's missing.
Con Cash. When I first started drinking a gallon of water plus a day, I would just refill from the tap for about a year. I've switched to filtered after that and noticed a huge difference. What is the huge difference that you notice?
Probably the taste.
Well, yeah, the taste, obviously, but I mean, is there some other kind of like physiological effect that you notice, or that somebody else would be able to observe?
Well, it wasn't peeing that much.
His pee wasn't nuclear orange; it was just slightly orange.
Yeah.
Brooke, thank you for the stream. Thank you for tuning in, Brooke, and for the $5 donation again. We appreciate it.
Yeah, she's a star of the show, definitely.
There we go. All right, my friends. For all the people tuning in, different French dialects in Quebec. The further I go north, the less I understand.
Oui, oui.
Oui.
Je m'appelle Luc. Je suis étudiant. That's what I know from French lessons.
There you go. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me yet again. Thank you for everybody tuning in on the live stream. For those people catching us on the playback, if you have a topic, something to discuss, or a question that you'd like us to address on a future episode, leave a comment down below or shoot me an email, thesupplementengineer@gmail.com, or reach out to any of the other three knuckleheads that are on the podcast with me at their respective preferred social media tags, handles, email addresses, which can all be found in the show notes. Anything else, gents, before we sign off?
Aye, Captain.
Captain. All right, gents. We'll do this again next week. Be good.
See ya.